The Ride 1-Up Core 5 that I received just a couple days ago. Have about 25 miles on it, and I'm quite impressed. I have a lot of experience as a road bike rider. I'm pretty old, I'm 78 years old, but I still can push pretty hard. But anyway, so I rode from Carpinteria to Ventura right here. And I've done this ride many times, many times. And what I'd say is, here, let's look here. I hope you can see that. There's a lot of sunlight here. But anyway, it says I've gone 19 and a half miles. I've got it set on Assist 3, and the battery still has 3.5. It's almost, you know, it's 80% full according to that, unless it starts going down quickly. But I pushed hard. I mean, I pushed as hard as I would, say, on a road bike. And what I would say is that at level 2, it just about cancels out the extra weight and wind resistance from the position. At level 3, I probably have an advantage. I was doing a lot of 21, 22 miles an hour. And incidentally, over 20, the motor makes kind of a shushing sound. I don't know if that's normal, but up to 20, it just kind of whines, and over 20, it performs fine. I did go downhill, entering the bike path, heading into the bike path, and I went 30, 31 miles an hour, but the way it's geared, I think it's a 4411 or 12, 4411 or 12. Anyway, the way it's geared, you can pretty much spin out at 28 miles an hour. So I've done this ride many times, and I've gone faster on a road bike, actually, if I have a little tailwind, and especially if I'm riding with a group. There's a huge advantage. So I've gone quite a bit faster riding in a group, and in fact, I KOM here on one particular day a year and a half ago or so for the ride coming from the bike path to just over there. But that's all with a lot of help, and so bottom line is, I would say a Cat 1 or 2 could probably keep up with me even at level 3. Those guys, Cat 2 or 3 or 1. And a Pro, I was thinking about it, if you look at their time trial times, even at level 5, I probably wouldn't keep up, because I'd spin out at 28, and those guys are just flying, you know, over that kind of a speed. And I did have a tailwind, a light tailwind. It'll be interesting to see. I'll add to this when I get back and see how much battery's left on the way back. But I worked as hard today and probably made it a little bit faster than I would have on a road bike, but I put as much effort in. You know, if you just want to use the throttle, you wouldn't put any effort in. You just coast. But so there's all different ways you can approach it. I could try level 5. You know, I haven't even done that yet, except briefly. But anyway, it's all in all a very impressive bike. I got it for just over $1,000. It was $1,100 delivered, and I added the rack and the lights and a couple other things. But anyway, for the money, somebody once said, e-bike is like the Wild West. There's so many young entrepreneurs, enthusiastic. There's just, I mean, it's capitalism run wild, which is the best thing for the consumer that ever happened. You know, you get good service, competition, choice, and innovation. So anyway, congratulations to all these e-bike people. That's all for now. Okay, I just got back from Ventura. I'm in Carpinteria now. And anyway, it just went to 2 bars at about 32 miles. And I'm at 34.2 miles now. I don't know if you can see that. But anyway, 34.2 miles. Most of the way, as soon as I turned around, it went to 3 bars. I thought, oh, maybe I better conserve. So I was at level 2 most of the way back. And just at the end, I treated myself to level 4. And I think I can confirm that level 2 would be hard for me to maintain on a road bike. Level 1 would probably be okay. I'd probably be able to maintain that on a road bike. But I put about as much effort into it at level 2 as I would on a road bike. And it may have been a little faster and a little bit easier. But you ask, well, why wouldn't you just stick to a road bike? Well, you have many options here that you wouldn't have. You could take it up. And I don't really know the range. I got 34. They advertised 20 to 40. And I think if you put as much effort into pedaling as I did, you might go 60, 70 miles. I don't know. But anyway, very, very pleased, very impressed. It's a good deal. This is the Ride One Up Core 5. Thank you. Just for fun, I put it on level 5 and rode up a hill at 24 miles an hour. And it very quickly, just within a couple miles, it took it down from 2 bars to 1 or less than 1. So using the thumb throttle or level 5 uphill fast, you're going to burn up that battery pretty fast. But anyway, and the other thing is this thumb throttle, I'm sure I ride a motorcycle, I'd much prefer a twist over there on that side. I mean, this is only, to me, it's only pretty useful for short intervals. You know, to leave your hand on there or leave your thumb on there for a long period of time would get tedious. And there isn't a whole lot of control. You know, it's not a fine-tuned thing if you had a twist thing over there. So that's not the greatest thing. But overall, for the money, I mean, how can you go wrong? It's just that, oh, and at lower speeds and into the wind and at lower speeds, if you want to noodle along, I think this would almost be no effort at all. But if you rode like I did today, you know, you're pushing, 20 miles an hour and more, then you're going to be putting in an equivalent effort. But I noticed at lower speeds and even at level 1, you could go 10 miles an hour, 12 miles an hour. You might go a very long distance without making much effort at all. So it just, it depends on what you want to do. Okay. Oh, and the seat. I tried a Cell Italia, I mean, my road bikes, they're much thinner than that. And I tried one on there, and actually for this type bike, I think that seat's fine. I might want to tilt it up a little bit more, but you can push yourself way back on it, and it's quite comfortable, and you can really dig in with the pedals while you're sitting back. Now, we bike riders, racers, they talk about on the nose. Sometimes that's another position for bearing down, but all in all, it's fine. You can see how I'm a guy I used to be 6 feet tall, and now I'm 5'8", but I think my legs are still pretty long. Anyway, enough of that. Thank you.